Ten.
Stand by to take studio.
7, 6.
Stand by camera 1, mics 1 and 2.
3, 2, 1.
Take studio.
Hello and welcome to another episode of MCTV News. I'm your host, Lavoie.
And I'm Sophia Chvojka. On today's show, we'll look at COVID infomercial produced by Weiss. I will take you to Dance Connection in Morinville, and reporter Brielle Winsor takes a look at the local non-for-profit business Higher Ground. But first, here's our top story.
With COVID cases on the rise in Morinville, Town Council decided to enact a mask bylaw that was introduced back in November. Reporter Matthias Kidd talked to town leaders and citizens to see how the bylaw is being received.
With COVID-19 cases on a surge, many local leaders and provincial leaders have had things to deal with. Some have made mask bylaws, some have just done nothing. And here in Morinville in November 2020, that mask bylaw was issued.
So Council first debated the face covering bylaw in early September and initially rejected the bylaw. The issue was put on the table again by Councillor Nicole Bautestein in November, and ultimately Council did pass face covering bylaw on November 13th of 2020.
I think the mask bylaw is an excellent idea to keep us all safe, not just to be protecting ourselves, but especially to be protecting others and those who are most vulnerable in our community.
So we had a mask bylaw that was introduced by Council, in part because the province at the time had not introduced a mandatory mask requirement, which of course the province has subsequently done that. So the town of Morinville put a mask bylaw in place before the province took their action, and now the province has put that in, so the mask.
As many residents know that masks wearing isn't easy, they all have to do their part to pitch in.
All areas within the boundaries of the town of Morinville, and just requires people to wear face coverings when indoors, outside of their homes.
I think a mask bylaw affects me personally by helping me feel like I'm contributing to the pandemic and to helping be part of the solution for stopping the spread.
At school, there's a lot of people wearing masks in grocery stores, which is great. Going to the Morinville Leisure Centre, everyone's wearing masks, which is really great because they've been mandating that for a while now. And other businesses around Morinville as well have actually been mandating it long before even the mask bylaw was passed.
You know, this has been a pretty divisive issue across the country and across the province, and certainly in Morinville as well. So, Council has to hear the feedback from all residents, and we had feedback.
We get many opinions from residents, both those for masks, who believe we should be wearing masks, and those who believe that they shouldn't be told what they have to do and don't want to wear a mask. So we get lots of opinions on both sides of the debate, yes.
Necessary to, whenever I'm going out or inside a building, or if I'm even outside visiting, because we're allowed to do that, I will be wearing a mask around. Personally, I'm wearing mine outdoors whenever I go grocery shopping or to any of the other tasks and jobs that I have to do.
Well, right now it's dated to last until March 31st of 2021, at which time Council can evaluate whether or not to extend the bylaw.
Welcome back. As provincial COVID restrictions continue into their 5th week, Albertans have been very pleased to see our temperatures being well above average in the middle of January. However, according to our MCTV meteorologist Sloan Kolodabluck, that is about to change.
Thanks, Sophia. As we'll talk about later, it will be getting a lot colder in the next 6 to 7 days. But first, let's look at Canada's forecast. Okay. Up in Whitehorse, it's -1 with sunny and clouds. Yellowknife, -12 with snow. In Iqaluit, it is -12 sunny and snow. Vancouver, sunny with rain at a temperature of 10. Regina, it's -3 with sunny and clouds. Winnipeg, it's snowing and with -5. Toronto, 5, sunny and clouds. Montreal at 0, sun and clouds. Halifax, 2, with sunny and clouds. And in St. John's, we have 0 with snow. And on to Alberta. Up in high level, it's -2, sun and snow. In Fort McMurray, it is 2 with sun and snow. Grand Prairie, it is 3 sunny. Edmonton, 5 and sunny. Jasper is 2 sun and snow. Red Deer is 1 with sun and clouds. Calgary is at 8 with sun and clouds. Medicine Hat is at 5 with sun and clouds. And Banff at 0 with sun and clouds. For Morinville's current conditions, it is -1 with a wind going west at 11 kilometers an hour. Relative humidity is 67%. Sunrise is at 8:44 a.m. and sunset is 4:44 p.m. And this week's current conditions. Saturday, it's 1 with sun and clouds with a low of -4. Sunday, it's snowy and a temperature high of 3 and a low of -1. On Monday, it's 1 with a high of 1 with a low of -7. Tuesday is 2 with flurries and low of -3. And Wednesday is -2. So back to you guys.
Coming up next, reporter Dylan Weiss takes a tongue and cheek look at what you as a person needs to know in this fabulous age of COVID-19. Enjoy.
Hello. Today we'll be showing you how and how not to follow COVID-19 protocols. The first protocol we will be demonstrating is masks. First, you're going to want to locate the correct side of the mask for it to sit comfortably on your face. Then, place the elastics over both ears, then pull the top and bottom of the mask to properly cover your face. Now let's go over some of the mask don'ts. The pinata maneuver. The pokey nose peekaboo. And the chin. Oh my gosh, who wrote these? We now move to the sanitization do's. Add a nickel-sized drop of sanitizer to the center of your hand. Now, lather the sanitizer around your hands, making sure to get in every nook and cranny. Let's go over the don'ts of sanitizing now. The clap, or the multi-claps. Applying sanitizer like this doesn't get proper coverage and it gets sanitizer all over. You have now learned what and what not to do during the COVID-19 pandemic. Please note that not following these protocols may put yourself and others at risk. This is Dylan Weiss on COVID-19 protocols.
Here are your school announcements for Friday, January 15th. The last day of classes for Semester 1 is Monday, January 25th. Final exams will follow from Tuesday, January 26th to Thursday, January 28th. Please check with your subject teacher or the school website to find when you write. Remember that studying promotes success. Don't forget to bring back your textbook to the library when you come to write your final exam. Contact Ms. Zyla if you have any questions or concerns. For these and all other school information, keep connected by listening to the daily announcements, logging on to the school's website at www.mchs.gsacred.ab.ca, or by following the school on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. As well, be sure to be subscribed to our YouTube channel by searching MCTV Morinville.
Up next, my co-anchor Sophia Chvojka takes us to local dance studio Dance Connection, which has been encouraging Morinville and area youth to grow as individuals by helping them achieve their goals in dance and life.
Dance Connection isn't just a dance studio. It's also a safe space for many students who are very excited to learn.
So dance helps students in a lot of ways. It helps them manage their time. It helps them with friendships.
I think it teaches you a lot of things that you might not get in other areas of your life. Public speaking, performance, how to take criticism, which can be very tough for some people sometimes, discipline, work ethic, creativity. I think it's a very well-rounded sport.
Dance helps in so many different ways. For one, I think the studio provides a safe place for kids to be when they're having a bad day or if they need to work through things. I think dance itself helps kids have motivation to work towards things. Again, if they're having a bad day, they can come to the studio and they can dance it out, and then they feel, accomplished and that kind of thing. So I definitely think there's a lot of value that comes from dancing.
Dance is very important to teachers and students alike, but COVID has made it very difficult to experience dance as we normally would.
Because our class sizes are smaller, kids are definitely having to stay away from each other, so we have to lesson plan around that and making sure that the kids are doing things to be able to stay in their box and aren't really traveling too much around other spaces, trying to make sure that the kids aren't touching everything.
COVID has affected us in our ways of teaching, our teaching methods for sure, but is also this year our registration has dropped, but the people that are here trust us and we're safe here at the studio, and I think the kids that are here because they really love to dance.
It's put us in a position to be more creative with our lesson plans, with our teaching styles. Modifying, obviously, to go virtual is a big thing, but also modifying, for smaller spaces, for different viewpoints, for different activity levels even, because we can't always be as dynamic as we can in the studio as we can at home. So I think it's forced us to kind of think outside the box, which hasn't actually been a bad thing. It's made us learn a little bit more, dig deeper, do a bit more research. So I think there's a lot of positives we can take out of it.
Whether it's tap, jazz, and ballet, or hip-hop, lyrical, and Highland, Dance Connection offers many classes and wonderful experiences. For MCTV News, Chvojka reporting.
Welcome back. Here to give us a look at all the sports that's happening this week is our very own Sloan Kolodiluk.
Thanks, Braden. Let's start off with last night's action in the NHL. Connor McDavid led the Edmonton Oilers to a 5-2 win against the Vancouver Canucks with a hat trick. The Flames lost in overtime against the Jets 3-4, and in the first game as captain, Mark Stone scored a goal and added an assist to lead Las Vegas to a 5-2 victory over the Ducks. The Bruins edged the Devils 3-2, and the Capitals beat the Sabres 6-4. Turning to the NBA, the Raptors won against the Hornets 111-108. Philadelphia 76ers pounded the Miami Heat 125-108. The Rockets had a close game against the Spurs, winning 109-105. The Nuggets beat the Warriors 114-104. Pacers ran away with a 111-87 thrashing of the Trailblazers. In the NFL, Week 2 of the playoffs happens this weekend with the divisional rounds. The heavily favored Green Bay Packers take on the Los Angeles Rams, who are riding high after the big wild-card win over the Seahawks last weekend. The Baltimore Ravens have to deal with the Buffalo Bills, who won their first playoff game in 25 years against the Colts. The defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs take on the Browns, who surprised the Steelers last weekend, and Tom Brady and the Bucs hope to find redemption against the Saints, who embarrassed them earlier in the season 38-3. Coming up next, local Morinville business Higher Grounds is a non-for-profit coffee house that is doing great things for the community. Here's reporter Brielle Winsor with the details.
When you think of small towns, often an image that comes to mind is a little coffee shop full of friendly people, and Higher Grounds is exactly that. Higher Grounds Cafe is a not-for-profit organization that is focused on giving back to the community.
So mostly what we want to do is just create a real community atmosphere, community feel, so that people just come in very welcoming. People can have their coffee, they can visit, experience just hope and joy and peace, especially right now in the midst of COVID and a lot of uncertainty and not really knowing what's going on.
Finding a good group of employees is important for any business, but at Higher Grounds there are some specific traits they look for in their volunteers.
I look for people, I look more for heart, I look more for passion. I always feel like, you can train skill and you can teach people how to do things, but I find that it's a lot harder to make people have a passion for something.
Oh, I love coffee and sandwiches and stuff, and I wanted to learn. And I knew this place would have been great in the first place. I always wanted to come.
You feel really at home, everybody works together. It's just a real delightful place to be.
Not everyone is fortunate enough to afford a meal, but some are able to share their blessings with others through the Giving Tree.
they started this tree, and the idea behind it is if anybody wants to come in and purchase an extra coffee or a meal for somebody who is a little bit down in their luck, and then that way we're able to offer them a free meal or a coffee just to brighten their day, help them out.
What truly makes Higher Grounds such an enjoyable place to be is the people that work there and how well they collaborate with each other.
Mostly it's just being a place of hope. It's being a place where people can come in and, yeah, they can have a cup of coffee, but they can, they can visit and they can just experience peace.
Times have been very stressful lately. So much new information arises each day, and it is undoubtedly not what anyone envisioned for 2020. And lots of people are looking for a place to go to be at peace. Many would consider Higher Grounds to be that place.
The thing I like most about my job really is the people I guess I get to work with every day.
Working with the crew, getting to know new people and working with a fantastic crew. We always have fun, we kid with each other every day.
I think my favorite part is meeting the different people that come in from the community and just getting to know where they come from and who they are, and even learning maybe about the needs that are in our community, which is pretty awesome.
Higher Grounds is not only a place to go to get a cup of coffee, but a beacon of hope and joy for our community. For MCTV News, Brielle Winsor reporting.
And that's it for another episode of MCTV News. Join us again next Friday for our final episode of the semester, when our stories will include Sloan Claudeluck's report on whether or not Morinville needs another set of streetlights on Main Street. I will take a look at Legal's outdoor rinks, and Sean Ruttel introduces us to a local business, DCR Construction and Painting. All this plus sports and your 7-day weather forecast coming up your way on next episode on Friday, January 22nd.
So, Brayden, are you nervous for the exams coming up?
I'm really nervous.
Me too. Do you have like a study plan, would you say?
I'm just going to spend the next week reading the textbooks and going over my notes.
Yeah.
Probably might do quite a few Kahoots while I'm at it.
Me too. I have a lot of cue cards to go through too.
Nice.
Yeah.
From all of us at MCTV News, I'm Brayden Lavoie.
And I'm Sophia Chvojka. Thanks for tuning in.